Cook like salads, rock to reggae, bass to ballads.
Turn it up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.
You are now tuned in to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is. Check out every episode. Big things coming. Great things coming. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I have once again been blessed to have an amazing artist grace the airwaves of Live and Loud with the Lord with their presence. Yes, indeed. You see this handsome young man right here. Yes, indeed. This young man is a New Yorker, a lover of art and the culture of art, a true metalhead that swims deep in his love for the genre, and it translates beautifully to his exceptional works of art. Whether it be traditional or airbrush, this amazing artist here is next level nice. And to wear one of his pieces is sure to catch eyes and spark conversations. So without further ado, I bring to you the incredible and super talented Eric Karalis. Yes, indeed. What's going on, bro? What's up, man?
That's an introduction. Now I got to live up to that.
Man, and listen, your work speaks for itself, man. You're doing what you do, man. So the first question always, man, is where were you born?
Where was I born? Alabama.
Were you born in Alabama?
I was born in Alabama, Fort Rucker, Alabama, on an Army base.
On the Army base, yeah. But you spent most of your time in New York, though.
Yeah, it went Alabama, Texas, Brooklyn, and then 5 years old, Long Island, and been here my whole life.
A whole lot, indeed. So what's the best thing about being in Long Island, man?
It's not California. It's not California. No offense against California. I get a lot of orders from there, but It's not California or Washington or Utah. That side of the world is a lot different than the East Coast. The best thing about New York is we don't stab anybody in the back. We stab you right in the face. Like you know where everybody comes from in New York. Completely, you know where everybody's coming from.
Indeed. So have you visited or lived? So you lived in some other places, but have you lived any other place that rivals the energy of New York? And
I've only lived in New York my whole life.
So you've never been really? So you haven't visited, like, say, Japan or England or anything like that?
No, I've gone to the Caribbean, but the first thing you said, Japan, that's one of the places I'd like to go on a vacation with my oldest, because he loves all the anime and all that type of artwork. So I said, we're going to go away on a father-son trip for like a week or two. We're going to go to Japan. So he's all excited. He's in Seattle right now.
Oh, that'd be awesome, man. Awesome. That's some friends out there in Seattle. No, have you been out to Seattle? It's beautiful out there from what
I just came back.
Oh, really?
It was horrible. It rained every day.
Yeah, I was saying.
Every day it rained. I mean, it was horrible. It's like, no, it was nothing to do. Just
really.
Yeah, it was just rain and gloom. It felt like I was reading a novel written in London. It was just like waiting for the vampires to come out. It was okay.
I just heard that it's just really beautiful when it's not raining. Because I have some guys out there. We actually are right there, Portland, Seattle. My boy Hell B from the band Vengeance. Man, what's the group that he's out teching with right now? Black Veil Brides. He's out with them right now. And then
did you say Black Metal Brides?
Oh, Black Veil Brides.
Oh, Black Veil Brides. They had their artwork in a gallery in Los Angeles called Exhibit A. The guy down there, I put one of my pieces of artwork in there, and that's how I know that name, because they had some really cool visual artwork and things.
Yeah, great band, man, most definitely. And then my guy, the lead singer for I Declare War, and man, listen, now he's got some crazy artwork too that he does for his shirts and stuff like that. Woo! Amazing. But these are some amazing guys. But of course, they're West Coast. They're out in Seattle, Portland, and all that like that. They're like, hey man, out here is beautiful, man. But the reason why I asked that question is that New York, every place that I've been, and I've been some places. I've been to Russia. I've been to all over Europe, and man, nothing has rivaled New York. To go to New York, it was everything was beyond my expectations. It was my expectations, but way more. You're just looking around like, wow, man, this is crazy, man. And I do have some family up there in Harlem and a few other places, but man, it's a beautiful place, man. It is.
Yeah, I like if you wanted to stick me out in the middle of nowhere, with lots of land around me, I would like it because I like the big wide open. I'll go to the city every once in a while. I'm not like a city person because it just feels like everything's crushing and falling in, and there's too many people. I mean, I like people, but only for a short period of time, and then I got to get back into my little cave and get something done.
No, I'm with you there because I can definitely take the time to just be by myself and be with my music and just enjoy me. I don't have to be around all of it. When I was younger, a little bit like, yo, man, I would love to be here, there, but nah, man, I'm good. I'm just like you with that one right there. So what do you remember about your early years, preteen years? What's your family? Yeah, what's your family? What was your family structure like?
Wow. I didn't expect that question. It was about following the rules. Everything was, we have to go to Brooklyn. We got to go visit Grandma and Nana every Sunday. We got to go over to Uncle's house. My family was, when we were younger, we were really, really tight. I don't know what happened. We all like disparted, but I mean, like my father, he had me and my brother, and then his brother had 3 kids. I mean, it was like everywhere I turned around, we were always together doing everything. So it was really tight knit, and it's, I think the life culture has changed a lot since then. Like now my family seems like it's small and nobody talks to anybody, and it's really crappy. Crappy.
Things have changed, man. I always say that, our parents used to tell us like, we've done that before. We've gone through that before. So they could give us that advice and things because they were like, we've seen it. But now the thing is that these children, these youngsters, and even us now, we're seeing so many different things with this internet. It's just different. We have so much information readily available. It's just like things are not the same. People are going through different things than what we went through, added on to what we've done. So it is kind of wild. So what kind of music did your parents listen to?
None. Nothing.
Really?
No music, no dancing, nothing. If I put the music on, I'd have it blasting while I was studying math or social studies at school because I could block out what's going on and escape. And then I'd hear, cut the music off.
Really?
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's very interesting because my household, my mom and dad played music all the time. And I mean, all genres. We just enjoyed music and I still do. I love music so much. That is wow.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine that?
No, because you're probably the first person I've ever heard that said that their parents did not listen to music. That's wild to me.
No music. My father didn't drink. My mother didn't drink.
Right.
They didn't smoke.
Right.
I mean, like living in a convent.
Well, I don't drink and smoke, but yes,
I'm serious. It was like living in.
Everybody else around me did. And
oh yeah.
Yeah. But that was just a choice. But wow, man. So when did metal music really capture your attention? And what is it about it that excites you so much?
Say that last part again. I missed it.
So when did metal music, just say music in general, but when did it capture you? And what is it about it that excites you so much?
I have to say, when I was about 16 years old, AC/DC, I think it was AC/DC Back in Black came out. And I was like, wow, this is great. And I went down to a little hick town in Florida. I always went down there like for every holiday, for everything when I was a teenager. And we're at a roller skating rink and they're blasting AC/DC. I was just like, wow, this is pretty cool. So, I started listening to music and I'm seeing all the rock shirts and things walking around in high school. My first concert I went to go see, my father took me because he didn't want me to be exposed to people smoking pot and drinking. And we went to a Charlie Daniels concert.
Oh man!
At Nassau Coliseum. And The Devil Went Down to Georgia album that came out, and me and my younger cousin were sitting there with my father, and he's making sure that nothing's going to go wrong. And there's people smoking pot all around us. The woman behind us is drinking out of one of those kidney bags, and she falls over on my father. She falls on my father. And he was just like, this is why I came to the concert. And he never went to another show after that. But I mean, it was really cool. He took me to my first concert, Charlie Daniels.
So being that he didn't listen to music or anything like that, well, what made him say he just wanted to make sure you were going to be good?
Yeah, he wanted to make sure I was going to be safe.
But he allowed.
And then after he saw that, he realized I'm glad I came because they would, I was like, just drop us off. He was like, no. And this was in the 80s. I mean, now
Right.
I wouldn't drop a kid off now.
Wow, man, that's wild. So, do you think that they were a little overprotective?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My father, every answer was no, no.
Really?
Everything was no, no, no. My younger brother, all right, we already did that with him. Nothing's going to happen. Yes, yes, yes.
That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, it was,
No, it's all love, man. It's all love. So, do you have a favorite metal band? And if so, what's your favorite album by them?
favorite metal bands. That's really hard. I like so much stuff.
You can name off a few of them. Name some of them that you really love.
I like old Van Halen with David Lee Roth because it's feel-good music.
Yeah.
I like original Iron Maiden because it was raw, it was different, it was new.
Yeah.
What else? I also like Megadeth, a little bit above Metallica because they kicked him out and he was like, yeah, I'm not going away.
Right.
And he's a big success, not as big as them. Metallica, just there's so many. There's so many. And now I'm being exposed to different types of music. People say, can you paint this? And then I go listen to the music. I'm like, yeah, I'll paint that. I'll listen to the music while I'm painting it.
Right. You can paint anything. I mean, it's obvious,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You start bopping to the music and you're painting like I'm working on something right now, an Iron Maiden, and this guy sent me the jacket. And when I opened up the jacket, it's spandex. It's got a lot of spandex, and I don't paint on that because it stretches and it cracks in it, and it'll mess up. So I called him up. I said, I can't do your jacket. He's like, why? I said, because it's going to crack. He goes, I'm not going to wear it.
Right.
What do you mean you're not going to wear it? He goes, I'm gonna go hang it on the wall. I'm going to box frame it, hang it on the wall. So let me show you how big this thing is. Okay. Yeah. That's why I ask people, how much do you weigh now?
Oh wow, man. Woo.
The guy that ordered this is 6'10", 300 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a little petite guy.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm a big guy too, 6'5", I'm 280 something.
I'm not 6'5", 6'10".
I know what you said, so I can just imagine how big he is. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and I get these jackets. It's like I'm painting a bulletin board, or like I was telling my friends, I think this guy is giving this to Jelly Roll because this thing is big.
Jelly Roll.
I mean, you ever see Jelly Roll?
Oh,
the guy can sing, but I mean, that guy's like that's a billboard on his back.
Really, but honestly, I can see that because what you're doing, it's art. I mean, it's 100% art, and so I can see where somebody would just want to hang it up and put it as a piece somewhere so everybody can look at it. Just as I said in the intro, it's conversation. You see something like this, you're going to talk about it. If you saw somebody walking down the street with that, somebody's probably going to stop you and say like, hey, where'd you get that? Or, hey, I listened to that album. Or, hey,
Yeah, I've never painted myself a jacket ever.
Really?
For myself. And my friends ask, is like, well, why? And I go, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. I'm like, there's so many things I could paint. I just don't know what I want.
Wow.
But I've walked around concerts with my friends, and someone will come up to you. They'll put their hand on your shoulder. You go, yo, dude, let me check out your jacket. And they'll turn you around. And it's amazing how, if the stranger touched you for another reason like that, you'd be like, hey. But when they're looking at your jacket, you're like, yeah, look at it. And you make friends instantaneously,
100%. I mean, once again, it's conversation. It's a conversation piece, man. There's no doubt about it. So let's dive into Eric Karalis, the artist.
Oh, no.
So how early did you or your family members know you had an artistic talent?
They didn't know it all ever.
Really?
I mean, I had an art teacher, and I still remember his name. I actually did student teaching with him when I went to get my teaching degree.
Right.
Mr. Cameron, Lloyd Cameron, William Rawle School in the 70s. And I remember I was doing artwork in classes. He was teaching perspective and pastel drawings. And he said to my mother and father, he's like, I'm not bragging. He said, no, this kid's a genius. And my father's just like, yeah, all right. And just did some doodles. After elementary school, I did nothing. Not in junior high, took an art class. I didn't take art until 12th grade in high school.
Really?
Yeah. Not until 12th grade. I went on a vacation with my family to Provincetown, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I was walking around, and we walked past an airbrush shop. The guy was airbrushing. He was doing a Frank Frazetta on a T-shirt. I was like, wow, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's like, I want to learn how to do that. And I saw that somebody on Long Island doing it. So as soon as I came back, I went into the flea market. I said, I want to airbrush. And he goes, okay, I can give you lessons. I was like, well, I want to work here too. I want to do this. He's like, well, you got to take lessons. You got to learn. It's going to take a while. But as soon as you can do portraits, I'll hire you. So I said, all right, let me take a lesson. So I went home, got all my money. I bought a compressor, airbrush, the bottles, the paint, a couple sweatshirts from him. And I said, all right, I'll go home and practice, and I'll get back to you. So I come back in a week, and I airbrushed a Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue, from the first album, Shout at the Devil. I walk in and I said, all right, I'm ready to start working. He's like, well, what do you mean you start working? It's like, I can do portraits. He's like, well, let me see what you did. And I show him, and he goes like, okay, you're hired. And I was like, really? And I started airbrushing in 1983 in my senior year in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is, so you had, listen, your art teacher already told you who you were. That was your gift. And it's like, it just, how did they say, it's like a volcano, it's just bubbling up under.
Yeah, it happens. It happened out of the blue. My cousin and my friend, my cousin Billy and my friend Frank Coffey, they were upstairs at my cousin's house, and they're painting the back of a denim vest. They're putting the tattoo that Ozzy has on his chest on the back of a denim vest, and they're painting it with like ceramic tools, and they're scraping the paint on there. I go, what are you morons doing? I said, give me that. Let me do it. So I went in there and I finished it off, and I signed it. My cousin signed it, and this is in 11th grade, the end of 11th grade.
Yeah. I'm
in English class, and I hear a knock on the door, and the art teacher walks in and goes, I need to speak to Eric Karalis. And I was like, and this is the crazy art teacher with the hair. He looks like Wolfman Jack, Nick Boldo, Mr. Boldo. And he says, I need to speak to, I said, I'm Eric. He's like, I need to speak to this young man. He pulls me out and he goes, did you paint that jacket, that vest? And I said, yeah. He's like, you're taking art next year.
Wow.
I was like, all right, I'll sign up for art. So I signed up for art. At the end of the year, I'm asking him, what's a portfolio? Because I entered a contest at Malloy College, and they gave me a 4-year full scholarship.
Wow.
Tuition free. So I said, they want me to compete with the painting. I said, but they need a portfolio. What's a portfolio? He goes, just get a case and throw all your good stuff in there and submit it.
Right.
And a couple months later, I was the only person in my graduating class that got a 4-year full tuition-free scholarship to college.
My God. You listen, I'm so super visual, right? I'm very, very visual. I've got goosebumps so badly right now. Are you telling
that's when my father and mother realized I could do some art.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Wow.
Yeah, it was something else. My father was like, yeah, I don't have to pay for college.
So did they encourage you after that?
No, not really. I mean, they've always been very supportive, but they're always, you think you could do that? Can you do that? And now I say to them, do you know who I am? I said, I can fly. I'm Superman. I could do whatever I put my mind to it. Well, and they look at me like I'm crazy, but it's a God-given. I don't know how the hell I'm able to do this. I'm really, I am blessed with this. Yes, I can look at something, reverse engineer it, and I don't have formal training. I don't know how I do it. It just. I got touch,
man. I mean, it's just,
God gave me the touch. He gave me the like, I say to my friends sometimes, I can only imagine what God must feel like, because he like gave me the ability to be a creator and create what I do. It's like, it's awesome. It really is. I see it in my head, and I can explain it to you, and you might not understand what I'm saying, but then I'll put a little visual together and pop it up, and you go, yeah, that's what I want. I said, okay. And then I tell you how much it costs for me to paint it.
Right. And see, I believe you're super visual like me. I see things too. I could draw a little bit, but my brother was always way better than me artistic wise. And I used to draw people, and I remember drawing Mickey Gilley back in the day, and they were just like, man, this is really good. But I was just like, yeah, but I like music this way, But nothing close to you, man. But listen, that's
well, what type of artwork did you do? Let me ask you a question.
I just did some drawing stuff. I would just draw people, sit there and
pencil,
draw
ink, like pencil, ink, markers,
just pencil, whatever like that, color it in, and I could always do something like that. I could see it and kind of do it. I never was a tracer or anything like that. I would just draw stuff. I would just see it and make people mad after I drew them in class. Like, hey, look at this right there.
No, that's.
Did you draw my side profile? Did you? It's like,
yeah, I drew your side profile. They gave you a big forehead and a hanging chin.
No, I was just like, this is how you look, man. This is who you are. But nothing close to what you're doing, man. That's amazing.
I'm a good copycat. I really am. I'm a copycat, but I wasn't doing artwork for a really, really long time. I got married, and when you get married, you better find the right person, and don't ever let anybody tell you need to go get yourself a real job. What you need to do right then and there is get yourself a real woman, a real wife, a real husband. You get rid of them. When someone tells you to get a real job, you say, get packing.
Ladies and gentlemen, message.
and I listened, and I put it on the back burner for many, many years. And only after I went through a brutal divorce, I only got into redoing my artwork in 2019.
Really?
A buddy of mine asked me to paint something for him. I did tons of stuff in high school. I said, yeah, sure, no problem. But I was kind of like, And then COVID hit. And whatever else I was doing, everything just dried up. Yeah. So I said, you know what, let me go back into doing this, and I'm back to where I always should have been and never should have left and never should have gotten a real job.
Yeah.
This is my real job.
Listen, it's a part of your journey. I always tell people the other things that you're doing, right? That's your hobby. But this is the real job, right?
Yeah. The things that you obsess about are the things that you should do.
Yes, indeed. Man, listen, you already, it's been so incredible. We're just starting, man. I'm telling you, man, your story is amazing. And I always say that relationships and marriage, I'm married, I've been with my wife 30, oh goodness, man. We've been together since, teenagers, youngsters. And,
good. That's awesome. You got each other's back.
We have three children, and have a grandchild. And listen, now it hadn't always been easy. I always say it's a whip. It's a WIP, a working progress.
Oh, so you're Papa Nelson.
Oh man, indeed. Grandpa,
what do they call? What is your
grandpa? Your grandpa.
Well, how old's your grandchild?
He's 6.
What does he call you?
Grandpa.
Just grandpa. Okay. Yeah, grandpa. I want to be called Pop K.
You want to be Pop? Listen, but one thing he does know, he's just like, my grandfather is the coolest dude in the world. Because I just took him to school the other morning, and so we do our handshake and everything like that, and everybody just kind of looking at us, just like like man. And they were like, is that your dad? It's like, no, that's my grandpa.
That's my grandpa. Yeah, you don't look. Cool. I'm going to tell you, you look young, man. You really do. Oh, man. I mean, you got a little bit of white in there, but that looks like it's
I got a lot of it.
I would have guessed you like 45.
No, I got, especially my hair. It's getting up there. Listen, it kind of looks like yours. Not as white, but it's getting there. My kids always laugh at me. They're just like, it's getting there, Dad.
Yeah, as long as you still have it, though.
Yeah. Listen, it's there. I'm covering up a few things, but it's all right.
You're gonna make me go grab my cap, put mine on too. My giant forehead here,
Nah, you're good. So, were you into anything else other than art?
Sports.
Sports. You love sports?
Football.
Yeah.
I liked my positions were everything right up the middle. I was fullback, middle linebacker, and nose tackle. Because I was fast. And they figured, put me in the middle of the field. All you have to travel is half the field. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when I got into high school, I got out of it because the guys on the team were just jerks. And for all you guys in Lindenhurst High School, when I played football with you, you guys are great. I love you.
Man, you are awesome, man. I knew it. I knew this was going to be a great one. I knew it, man. So are there any other family members that are into art like you?
My brother was. I think it was because I was his older brother.
Yes.
And he did, I don't know what to call it, kind of like taking oil paint and like slopping it all around. He did a lot of surreal, weird, crazy stuff.
Okay.
Other than that, my younger brother, he had passed away. He's gone. And I had a cousin, the one I was telling you about, painted a jacket.
Mm-hmm.
He never really got into it, but I saw one piece that he did that I've been trying to track down. It's probably with a girlfriend or something. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, that's really good. It's like, came from your imagination. You didn't copy it. I mean, like it's better than my stuff because I'm a copycat, and that's original.
Mm-hmm.
And photography, that was it. We got photographers, teachers, and that's it. Yeah. But my dad was a draftsman. He would draw maps and drafts. Because originally I wanted to be an architect.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything was about being precise and that. So that kind of like translated right into painting. So, that's it.
Let me tell you something. I took drafting in high school, and I just thought it was like, I like art. So I thought it was more like some drawing stuff. Man, I got in that class and I was just like, oh, this is really this is what it is. It's mechanical drawing. I was just like, holy catastrophe. This might have been a big mistake for me.
You said mechanical drawing, right?
Yes.
Did you use that thing? It's like a big tube, and you got to turn it and spin it and draw all the lines in perspective. I had a teacher. He made me, you have to write the letters like this. I mean, to this day.
The letters and numbers had to be a certain specific way. And I'm telling you, I barely made it through that class. Mr. Horton, listen, he was just like, this dude right here is a clown. And I used to just clown in there so much. And I remember Beth Knott and a few other people, Kelly Leitner, they were like, we're going to get him. They knew I was scared of like snakes. They got a snake from the science department and put it in my drafting drawer when I came in that morning. Man, you want to talk about crazy?
Went running?
Oh, my goodness. I went and ran all the way back to Mr. Horton's office, and I locked the door. And he was like, what are you doing? I was just like, they have a snake out there. He started laughing. Excuse me. He started laughing because he knew the kind of person I was. He knew that I was clowning every class. And he was just like, I don't even know what you're doing in here.
And they got you.
Oh my goodness, did they get it? Anyway, that's a quick little story. So who would you say influenced you? How have you been influenced? Who's influenced you?
That art teacher that I told you, Mr. Boldo.
Lloyd, right?
Oh, no, that Lloyd was the very first one in sixth grade, but Nick Boldo in high school.
In high school, okay.
The fact that this man went, hunt me down, knocked on my English teacher's door, interrupted the class, pulled me out, told me you're taking artwork. Mm-hmm. And I wound up getting a scholarship. And, he signs my book, The World is Your Oyster. Mm-hmm. Devour it. Like, I didn't read that and understood because he wrote it in Italian. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what does it say? And I never had it translated. And recently I went in there and I was just like, why didn't I read this earlier? He did. And then I met a gentleman by the name of Lou Chrissy. Mm-hmm. And he was the designer of the first motorcycle for Mattel Toys that went around the track. Mm-hmm. And he painted that giant clown for the World Fair in the 60s that was like 100 feet long.
Yeah.
He became my mentor. And I have to say, those two men got me on the path. And they both introduced me and showed me the artwork of Frank Frazetta. Mm-hmm. And I was crippled by, how the hell am I ever going to be able to do something that good?
Right.
And I think a lot of artists, you don't understand. The whole thing is not about how good somebody else is. It's about becoming better and the best that you can be by just believing in what you do. Mm-hmm. And you see a lot of people, they put up their sketches and you see them and you're like, oh, these are horrible. I mean, like they're horrible. And then all of a sudden something clicks and they change. Mm-hmm. And then they go off in a direction and they just take off because they finally found them. They found themselves. They found out what they're good at, and their belief in themselves just takes off. And that's what it's about. And I think if people just, show you a little bit of support, even if you keep on changing your mind a million times, you're supposed to do that. Mm-hmm. Like artists, you hear this, I need to find myself. I always thought it was like, you're right there. Just grab yourself. Like, what are you, stupid or something? You find yourself. But I understand it's the process of going through it and figuring out how to do things. So to all you artists out there, you don't need to do that. All you need to do is get on YouTube, find your favorite artist and watch how they do it, reverse engineer it, and reduce your learning curve from a mile long to like that long, because copy what other people do and how they do it. And then when you finally figure out where you are, you already have the technical skills to do it. And just bring your visions to life. That's it.
Indeed.
Really.
Okay, man. Awesome advice. And you just reminded me of another artist that I had on named Danielle Weber, and she's from Australia.
Okay.
And she does gigantic murals, and it's just amazing. And I just looked at her and how she, you know, the scale of it. You know, I'm just like, wow, this is incredible. And you definitely have to check her out. And she's really good. And she's out there giving advice like you just gave, you know, about being an artist and about, being positive as you can be about what you're doing and things like that. Because, of course, negative things always, you want things to be perfect. It can always be better. It's something I found out with music.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd always tell producers, like, because I write, but I'd always tell producers, like, hey, man, you got to find a point where that's enough. I mean, there's a billion sounds that you can put in the song, but you got to find that, like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? What you just said, how do I explain this? Would you say it's good enough?
Mm-hmm.
I OCD, not like in a bad way. I call it obsessively compulsive detailing.
Right.
Okay. And when I do something, I will keep on going, oh, yeah. But then I look at it and go, you know, that's good enough.
Yeah.
I don't need to go and do the things that people are not going to see and not going to realize. But it's those little extra things that make it go like, wow, why is this one really good? It's because you go and you do that.
Indeed.
Those little sounds that you might have in a song, a little melody that keeps on going, ping, ping, you know, a little fade in, fade out.
Sonics, man, yes, indeed. No, I hear you 100%. I understand it clearly. So what type of artist would you say you are?
Ooh, what type of artist?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't even know how to answer that one. You really got me with that. I would say I'm more of a craftsman than an artist, because I work on computers. I got a wood shop. I do CNC work. I do painting. I do jackets. I get bored quick. And my brain is running a million miles a minute, and I got to think of the next thing to make money. I wouldn't even classify myself as an artist. I would say a capitalistic artist. I'm concerned about making money first. And that's why I copy a lot of other people's work first. And I'm still trying to put my own stuff rolling in together. Like that piece behind you right now.
Yes.
That's an original piece.
I was going to ask you that next. Yeah. So, okay.
That's where I need to be going, because I'm not going to grow on Instagram. I am not going to make any more money than I'm making right now, doing what I'm doing, copying what I'm doing, no matter how big, bad, fast, or cheap, or more expensive I charge for this stuff. I'm not going to get any bigger than I am. The only way you're going to succeed as an artist is doing your own stuff.
Got you.
Yep.
Wow. I just remember when I was in high school, you know, some of my classmates, and this is in the 80s, of course, and you understand this, you know, they had those jean jackets. You know, but it was people who came from New York, had those New York ties, you know, family members, and they came back with the jackets with all the dope graffiti on it and everything like that. And it was just like, wow, man, you know, where'd you get this jacket from, you know? And so how big was that back then in New York?
It was huge. Yeah. The fellow that I told you who inspired me, he lived right around the block from the high school, Lou Chrissy. He painted a denim jacket for one of his neighbors so she can give it to her boyfriend, who happens to be one of my friends. Molly Hatchet flirting with disaster. The Viking going through that I don't know what it is. I saw that in the hallway, and I remember the guy who had it on in high school. His name was Anthony Fedorovich, and he's walking down. I was like, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. When we went to concerts in the 80s, I was doing jackets. I probably did way over 100 jackets. I worked at a record store painting jackets. When you went to a concert, there was a jacket that I did at that concert, multiple jackets.
Wow.
And it's not like today where, you can snap a picture and, it's like, I was at that show and I saw that guy. Now I get text messages. I'm on the subway. Did you paint this? And it'll be one of my followers on Instagram sending me a picture of one of my friend's jackets. It's like, and then I'll send him, I was like, hey, turn around and say hello to the guy behind you because he just sent me a picture of your jacket because he's sitting behind you. And then they become friends. Like, it's cool. It's so cool.
That is, man. That's how much you have affected more. You have really affected a culture, a lot of people, man. I'm telling you, that's cool, man. That is so cool.
I mean, and it happens on a regular basis. And, I've been told, why aren't you wearing a jacket and just walking around at the shows? Because you won't need to advertise. Just walk around the show and hand out your business card. So I was thinking, I'm going to ask you, what do you think of this idea? I was going to wear a shirt and I was going to put like a patch on the top of the jacket. Win this jacket. And walk around with an Iron Maiden jacket at an Iron Maiden show or whatever it may be and have a QR code on me. Walk around and people go like this. It's like, you like this jacket? You want to win it? All you got to do is go to my Instagram account and buy one of my stickers and you'll automatically be entered to win and sell hundreds of stickers or whatever it may be. And maybe I might want to buy one. Just get people looking and talking and buzzing.
100. Listen, that is a great idea. And being at rock shows and knowing, listen, rock fans, metal fans, they will definitely support.
Every music fan. The only problem is the only way I would get even more business, like I get a good amount of business. But if I was a gorgeous woman with a curvy, sexy body wearing a jacket walking around, forget about it. I'd be a multi-billionaire.
Well, listen, here's the thing. So I read Russell Simmons' book, right? And I always wanted to do some T-shirts and stuff. And I had a logo that a friend made for me. Even one of my great friends, Pierre, he tattooed my logo on his arm. And it's of my face. It's of my face. And so, man, I just remember reading that Russell Simmons is like, do you? He's like, what are you waiting on? You don't have to sit there and wait for somebody else to. So when you said that idea, I'm just like, man, that's something you should do most definitely. And then you added the aspect of having a young lady that, come on, man, that just sells. It's going to sell. It's going to sell.
You know what it is? It's the quick turnaround where, I'm getting close to 60, you and I. So walking around a show, they're going to be like, who's this old guy wearing one of these jackets? But I'm like, this old guy's been painting these jackets like for 40 freaking years. The first one I did was 18 and now I'm 58. So, I think I might know a little bit about what I'm doing.
Of course, now you got to get out once again, you got to get out your own way. I had to learn that also. It's just like, wait a minute. Yeah.
I got to get out of my own way.
Who's going to tell me, or who's the judge of what I do and what I feel and how I love what I love? Everybody, I always say, everybody's not going to like your stuff. Everybody's not going to think this and with music and everything. But you know what? Give me, if out of 1 million people, 900,000 love it and 100,000 don't, I love those odds. It's beautiful to me. So we just want those people who love and respect what we do. The rest of them, hey, man, go find whatever you like. But I want to talk to you. I want to talk to Eric because Eric likes and loves what I'm doing. And Eric's willing to spend money with me. I'm going to give my time and effort to Eric. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on Eric. Now, Johnny over there is looking at me like, Johnny, I don't even see you. I don't even see you, Johnny. So, no, you just got to do what you want to do. And you want to do it. And those are both good ideas. Yes.
You know what it is? An idea that comes into your head is divine intervention. It's an angel tapping on your shoulder saying, listen, here, I'm giving you a heads up. Try this. And you know what? Sometimes if something takes less than 5 minutes to do, do it.
Right.
Just do it because it might be the two pieces that connect something even bigger together that gets you a little bit further. Like, Ebony is why I'm talking to you.
Yes, indeed.
And soon I might be talking
100%.
Yeah.
And those are the things. And when I saw it on her page, it just grabbed me immediately. And I was just like, and then when she turned it, because she's doing a little dance and stuff, and then she turned around and I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, man, that is excellent. So I'm looking, I was like, who is this? Now I'm looking, and then I see her tag, and I was just like, I'm going there immediately. So it all happened there, and I hit you up immediately after I watched it, immediately. And I'm so thankful that you responded, man, because listen.
I've been having fun. I hope this is going to go on for a little bit longer because I got as much time as you want to spend.
Listen, sometimes I've done such the long. We're good. When I stop, I stop. I tell people, man, no, I'm just enjoying myself. This is what it is. So now I'm gonna ask it's not a crazy question, but it's a question though. Have you ever bombed a train before? You're in New York, so that's why I'm asking. Like graffiti artists and stuff like that.
Yeah, I made a Molotov cocktail once, and we made about 4 or 5, and we set the train on fire.
No, I'm not talking about.
Yeah, I blew it. No. I have a friend, and I'm going to give you a shout out. Anthony Zambito, a tagger and tattooer. He's done that, but no, I haven't. But I could tell you a really good funny story though.
Yeah, let's hear it.
That happened on a train.
Let's hear it.
So I go to see Iron Maiden at Radio City Music Hall, and we're supposed to get off on a certain stop, Long Island, and they didn't wake me up on the train to let me know it was last stop. Mm-hmm. I wake up in the middle of the train yard in the middle of a blizzard.
What?
And I didn't have a cell phone. I had to walk through feet of snow, 2 towns back to get to my car. No cell phone, no money, no nothing. Yeah.
Friends, man.
Talk about a pain in the ass. Yeah.
What's wild about that though is that that's probably something I would have done also. I've done some crazy things about.
No, so I didn't bomb. No, I didn't tag any. I didn't tag anything.
Said, let me throw that in there just in case.
No,
that's a great job. So what was your first piece that made you say, "Oh, I've got this. I'm damn good at this"?
First piece that I'm damn good at this. It would be recently. Mm-hmm. A piece that was popping up behind your head when I finished the Hellraiser.
Okay, yeah.
Pinhead. And I'm sitting there and I'm painting. I was like, damn! I just went into it a new level. It's like this is coming out really good. And I did that for a guy in London. Really? So I shipped. That's the first international order, and I shipped it over there. Awesome. And I was like, I'm onto something here. But I still wasn't getting any traction on Instagram, like nothing. It was a slow buildup. Mm-hmm. My account exploded earlier this year when I did that Metallica Ride the Lightning. Then people started asking for new stuff. The thing that's behind you right there, AI artwork, which I hate, and I make fun of it all the time. But that was an AI artwork. Some guy wanted me to do it. And when he sent it over, Eddie had 6 fingers on each hand. Mm-hmm. 6 fingers. AI artwork is horrible. And you're stealing other people's artwork. Mm-hmm. So when I could steal an AI artist's artwork and then redo it and then put it up there, it even makes it better, because if they complain that I stole their artwork, I'm like, what? Who'd you steal it from? And you're saying that I'm stealing it from you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always want, every time I look at that part in the detail of coming to the eyes, how you're doing that, I remember when I was looking at it, I looked at it a few times and I was just like, I just took my time and watched it. I was just like, look at him just with that paintbrush just doing what he's doing. I mean, and let me also say this. The way that you write your name, I love it. I love it. I mean, no, it's
Thank
like,
you.
What is like calligraphy or is correct?
I have to say, I always loved the way Frank Frazetta signed his name. It's like someday I'll figure out how to sign my name, and it just all of a sudden one day it just came. But I got a specific way of doing it, and I'm not going to share how I do it.
Yeah.
But it's always the same size, the same way, and I figure, you know what, you got to finish it off the same way, and boom.
Yes. I'm going to say that it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Every time I look at it, I'm just like, man, I love the way he's doing that. I say he's just so nice. And look at this. He's showing right there.
It's like 1, 2, 3, done.
I know it's nice.
You know what it is? Whenever you're posting anything on Instagram, no matter what you do, you really need to keep track of your insights and your metrics and see what is working. Okay. Right. And as soon as you see something that works, pile on. I mean, seriously, pile on, because that is where you should be going and where you should be heading. Right. And for anybody that's on Instagram, I want to tell you from my experience that the main thing to get your account to get a lot more traction is people sharing your stuff and stories. Right. That is the main thing. Nothing else matters. The hashtags, your picture, your artwork, really, or whatever it is, what copyright, giveaway, down the shares. If people start sharing it, you're everywhere. As soon as that happens, immediately tag that to something that can make you money. Ride that wave, because you don't get a lot of them.
Yes.
They don't come a lot. That's so true. When you see, like, what you have to anticipate that everything that you do is going to go viral. And what is the next step? If something went viral, like if I made this, whatever this might be, and I want to sell this, you better make sure that you can make these and immediately start filling orders. You better have that in the back of your head, because your whole purpose of this going on here with a business is the viral moment to take you to the next level, to put cash in your pocket and make the people that support you happy, where they're saying, he's the nicest guy. He always delivers. He does a great job. He has follow through. You get one shot at making somebody happy. If you don't make them happy, someone else will.
Yeah. No, hey, listen, once again, great advice. I'm telling you, I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this. Now, just like I said a little earlier, I was speaking about Danielle Weber, Australian artist, and she does murals, and she does like she'll paint something, and then I don't know if you do it also, like I think you do, and she'll sell like the prints of it, and she's just so super talented. She's done like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and LeBron James all together, Muhammad Ali. She did a thing for The Rock, which was amazing. You have to check out her page, man. I
think I might have had contact with her.
Yeah. She's really.
It's just there's so many people on I can't remember everybody's name, but I remember a few artists from Australia.
Beautiful young lady, her and her assistant Alessandra, just amazing. They really are. She's doing her thing, and I support her and follow her. And once again, I was so thankful and grateful to have her on also. So, but my question is, have you done, or are you willing to do those mural type things also? Is that something that you would do?
No,
it's too.
it's a lot of time I'm sitting here in my shorts and my underwear working, drinking coffee. So I can't be out in public with my skinny ass legs, painting a mural or drinking coffee. But I would like to follow what she's doing and doing my own thing and making prints. I mean, if you're an artist, you really need to follow that model of selling prints of your artwork. Yes. Make sure you own the artwork, license the artwork. I'm one of those stupid artists that's going from one piece to another, but I am banking up some stuff that I haven't rolled out yet. When I start rolling this out, it'll be things that can earn me money, residuals, where I could sell my prints, I could sell the stickers, I could sell the t-shirts, I can promote. And no, I did a mural in high school, an Iron Maiden mural, probably about 30 feet tall. Iron Maiden's first album, black and white. Wasn't one of my best pieces of work, but I'll find a picture and I'll post it up and I'll tag you on it. Of course, you can see how goofy I look with my leather jacket and my like strawberry blonde hair in high school.
Yeah. Well, listen, she did a mural where it had Michael Jordan making that last shot in Utah, and it's all the people, and I just look at it, and the way she has it, it's like kind of grayed out, but Michael Jordan is in his red. It is,
and he's airborne, and everything else is faded, and he's crisp.
You can see the people. Oh my goodness, it is amazing. And I was just like, I just sat there and I looked at it. I was just like, Danielle. I said,
you said Danielle Weber.
Danielle Weber, yeah.
Okay. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to go follow her.
Yeah. Just connect with her. She's amazing. She really is. And so you've done so many amazing jackets, and your attention to detail is exquisite. It really is. Thank you. What is the best material to create on, in your opinion?
I haven't done a lot of leather jackets.
Right.
But I have to say, leather is extremely forgiving. It's slick. You don't have to prime it. And then you don't have to Like if you're going to get into painting jackets, I would recommend doing leather jackets. I wish I could do more, but people love these denims. You don't have to prime them, and you don't have to answer this one question that I've been answering since I was 18. Can I wash the jacket? Can I take that jacket that you spent countless hours on painting and throw it in the washing machine? Yeah, And I see these lots of women and girls and young artists saying, "Oh, I use these special fabric paints, and you could throw them in the washing machine, and there's no problem. You turn them inside out." I've been doing this for 40 years. And my response to that is horse shit. Okay. To all those people that sell the fabric paints, I painted my ass. I painted a pair of denim pants and I put something on there and I use them to paint. I keep on throwing them in the washing machine to see how they hold up. They don't hold up.
Right.
You don't take a painting or a Monet or a masterpiece off your wall and throw it in a washing machine. So what would make you think that? But there's a company called Angelus Paint, and I've seen some people paint these sneakers, which I would like to try to paint a pair of sneakers. He painted it with Angelus Paint, and he took a power washer to it. And the paint didn't come off.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, all right, I'm going to paint this leather jacket for this gentleman that I just did and sent it out to Las Vegas. Leather's really fun to paint on. You don't have to prime it. It's easy to preserve it. You put the stuff on there. And the only thing you have to worry about is you don't want to put a high tacking tape or anything on there like to mask it off, because you can pull the finish, because it's animal skin. You can pull the skin off the skin. I would say paint on leather. But I've painted on metal. I've painted on canvas. The only thing I don't like painting on, I won't paint on, is stretchy material. But I'm doing it right now because he's boxing this up. But if it's got spandex or nylon, no.
Yeah, you did that behemoth one, which was amazing.
So much fun.
Said, like, yeah, I do leather also. No, it looked fantastic. It looked amazing, man, no doubt. So I found out about you from Metal and Coffee Instagram page, of course. Shout out to Ebony. I've had her on the show also. She's amazing. So you created a super dope Opeth inspired piece for Ebony, and I said, who is this dude? And bam, there you are, of course. So how has music influenced your artistic point of view when it comes to creating?
How has it influenced it?
So you say you're listening to the music as you're painting. So yeah, how what is it doing to you? Are you
what's it doing to you?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Different state of mind. And there goes Ebony right there. Behind me, right there.
Yeah, she's something. Yeah. Like you ever watch these movies, the Berserkers, the Vikings, and they get themselves into they put themselves into this spell.
Right.
I hear artists say this all the time. I'm not in the mood to do artwork, or I'm not inspired, or I have to get into the zone. As soon as I turn on some music, I'm in the zone. I've reprogrammed myself to, it's not about being in the mood. It's about knowing how to put yourself in the mood. So that's what the music does. I put on music that's uplifting, or if I'm painting something that's kind of scary, put on scary music, whatever it may be. It's to distract you from the stuff that's distracting you from doing what you should be doing. Yeah. And you should know what you should be doing. I mean, if you've made it to the age of 18, or if you've made it to the age of 50 and above, you shouldn't be that stupid that you don't know what makes you happy and how to focus yourself. Wow. So music helps focus me. I put the music on, put the headset on, listen to it. It's like I don't have any clocks in my office. Time doesn't exist in here. Because a lot of artists are like, well, how much time did that take you? What? How much time did that take you? And I went, it took the exact amount of time that was needed to get it to look like that. Well, how long did you spend on it? I went, just the right amount of time. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Or how do you get something to look that way? You got to be willing to put in the time in anything that you do. Anything.
You're not limiting yourself. You're not like, you don't have time restraints.
You know how many times I made minimum wage on a piece? Many times, because I OCD and I'm like, you know what? This thing's coming out really good. And I know when this person walks around, I'm going to get more work out of it. And sure enough, they went out and then boom, boom, boom. Like
Right.
Ebony's piece, it yielded me some nice orders from there.
Yes, indeed.
One piece could bring in a ton of work.
Right.
And I have to say, Ride the Lightning, the Metallica piece, one of the easiest jackets I've ever painted. I painted it almost in a day.
Yeah. You're talented like that, young man. So do you draw as well as paint?
Do I just draw, or like the way you phrase the question,
yeah, do you draw as well as paint? We know you paint well. So do you draw? I mean,
if you give me a picture or something, I can replicate it. I could draw like a motherfucker. I like to work in color though. Like I don't really sketch stuff up. What I'll do is I'll see something on the computer and I put stuff together, like I see tattoo artists do, and I'll mush it all together. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I like that, and I might sketch around it or like that. But I like to compose stuff digitally because it's so much faster and quicker. But drawing, I prefer painting over drawing, but I can draw too, if I need to. But seeing things in color is so much better than black and white.
No, I got you. So now the skill set you must have to use a traditional brush and an airbrush has got to be a difficult one from my perspective, from me looking at it. So how long did it take you to hone these Superman skills? Now, you told us earlier about the airbrush and how it went. So how long did it take you? So like, with the regular paintbrush to this, or it was just always there?
All right. I like that question. That's a good question. Airbrush artists and traditional painters are two different animals.
Right.
Okay. The only person that exists in between the two are oil painters because they got to get those soft fades with a brush, and they don't use an airbrush. Okay. Since I work in acrylic, it's about keeping the paint wet. And with oils, you can't keep on going there and wetting it. I think I'm answering the question. Could you say that question once more time so I make sure I'm not, because I have a tendency to go off on tangents.
No. Listen, go on a tangent. It doesn't matter. No, I was just asking you the skill set that you have to have from airbrush to using a paintbrush. That has got to be a difficult thing to me, from my perspective, when I'm looking at it. Because if both of them have a certain detail that you got to be good, you got to be steady.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Like if you want a zesty flavor in food, you use a tomato. If you want something sweet, you use sugar.
Right.
When I look at something, I'm always thinking, how the hell can I finish this in the least amount of time so I make the most amount of money? Because I'm an artist, but at my core, I'm a capitalist. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to make money, and I've always been that way. My younger brother is, you should do art for art's sake. Yeah, art for art's sake. I'm doing art because I want to make money at it. Okay? So I showed you a piece earlier, that one Eddie Peace of Mind.
Yes.
When I look at it, first thing I see, what's the most predominant color? Black and yellow. So what's the strengths of that piece? Let me grab it so I can answer that question showing a visual.
Yeah.
Okay. This piece right here by Derek Riggs, one of my favorite artists. When you look at this piece, the first two colors you see are black and yellow. Okay. So since there's so many fades that are going on in here, you can use the airbrush to fade that. So you want to use each tool to its strength. You want to block in as much color as you can. So I painted the whole entire canvas yellow first because it's predominantly yellow.
Right.
I don't have to do yellow now. I don't have to do that color. I matched it.
Okay.
All I have to do is make lighter versions of this. But the whole key, I'm going to tell you, the whole key to it is you never, ever want to go darker than your darkest color and lighter than your lightest color. I'll explain that in a second. So what I'll do is I'll go in there, and everything that needs to be detailed with a brush, I will do that. And then I will go in there and airbrush, like areas like this where I can fill them in quick with an airbrush, opposed to sitting there and painting them.
Okay.
Then go in there, and the key is you got to know how to blend your edges and pop your edges. Okay. So you're going to use a knife to cut and a fork to shove the food in your face. You got to know what to use the right tool for. So I don't think that I haven't heard anything or any other artist explain what I'm going to explain like I have. My art teacher told me this: never use straight black and never use straight white. And it's always stuck with me because they're going to look cartoony, and that's it's a certain thing in itself. Mm-hmm. But this is how I make my stuff look the way I do. You want to look at your painting and you want to pick out the darkest color. Mm-hmm. That one would be black. Or maybe it's black. Mm-hmm. Black doesn't exist. It's a mixture of colors. So you want to mix your color up. Like you want to put some red in there, some green, and you want to add some warmth or coldness to that color. And make sure you mix a lot of it. And then the lightest color, you want to mix that. And whenever you're mixing your palette, those two elements right there, they're on the opposite ends of your palette. You never dip your brush in there to paint from. You take it out and then you mix the other colors from it. So when you have to go back at the end, and this happened to me, where you got to add those details and add the dark spots, that's great. But the finishing touches, when you put the clear coat on there, if you used two different blacks mm-hmm. and you put the clear coat on there, you're going to see every single paint stroke, and you're going to... I used Mars black and Ivory black on a job, and I mixed it up. And when I sprayed it, what I thought was an all black background, like a comic book, it was all blotchy.
Wow.
That's the one piece of advice I would tell somebody. Make sure you don't contaminate your darkest and lightest colors. Never dip in there and paint. Pull from it and mix all your other colors and mix the palette into the middle. And that's how you get the stuff to work. And I take that paint and I mix it with a thinner that I have. Mm-hmm. I use, let me do a little plug here. Yeah, give me 1 second. Where is it? Because I create with Createx. Hey, Createx, look, I'm plugging you guys. Okay, so send me some paint. Okay, I'll mix this with Createx paint mm-hmm. to thin it out and airbrush, and I'll also mix it with the acrylic paints that I use. Createx is absolute fabulous paint. So you have to learn old school techniques, which is underpainting. Like I showed you that thing before, you paint everything in black and white first, like airbrush artists, you see them do tanks and things, you paint everything in black and white, and then you fill it in with color, and they use transparencies. So I know I'm getting really excited because it's just like you meld those two together, the paintbrush and the airbrush, and you get a different look. Because airbrushing everything, it's got a certain look. Paintbrushing everything, but when you combine the two, you can soften the edges and blend them and fade them out, and it takes you up another notch to a different level. I hope that answered the question. I didn't take too long.
Great explanation. I'm glad you went into super detail. I love it. I mean, just once again, I'm picturing everything that you're saying, and it's just amazing to me. It really is, man. No, great information. I enjoy it. Great segment, ladies and gentlemen. Knowledge is important, and applying that knowledge.
Yeah,
it's all good. So let me ask you this: what has been your Vincent Van Gogh moment so far? You kind of said that, you had one work that you really liked, but was that your best work so far? That's your this is the greatest thing ever to me.
My best work so far, my Vincent Van Gogh, I don't know if I would do that because I'd be hacking off my ear, but my Vincent Van Gogh moment.
Or have you had it yet, do you feel?
I did a painting that I submitted for a mm-hmm. contest.
Right.
Exhibit A gallery. Mm-hmm. Called Idol Worship. It didn't sell, and I didn't anticipate it to sell because I put such a high price on it because I wanted it back.
Right.
that piece, because it was what I just explained to you, mm-hmm. and not using darker colors. And my intention was that when I got it back, I was going to continue painting it.
Right.
But that paint dried up. I don't have that. What I told you, the darkest color and lightest color. Yeah. There's no way I'll ever match it. So that thing is locked. Wow. That's why you never go back. And that painting, there was more I wanted to do to it. Because like the picture doesn't do it justice. When you see it in person, I used metallic paints. I used sparkle paints. I used glitter. I used all sorts of different things. And when you move past it, you see the angels shimmer a little bit. Mm-hmm. That piece, I spent 150 hours painting it.
Mm-hmm. Wow, but that was something really for you because that was about you.
I wanted to see. I wanted to see what I can do.
I'd like to see a picture of that also, man. When you get a chance to, if you have it,
It's
man.
still in California. I haven't sent them the label to ship it back to me, so it's still sitting there in a box.
So, so we talked about you have some friends that do tattoo. Have you ever thought about being a tattoo artist?
What was that? I didn't hear
You ever thought about being a tattoo artist?
Yeah, I have. The only thing is, there's 3 obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
One, I don't like needles, but I would be tattooing someone else.
Right.
2, I don't like blood, but it's not my blood.
Right.
So the biggest obstacle is, and I went feeling this, I felt it out a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I like tattoo artists. They're really talented. They can do the same thing I do. If they put their mind to it, they're all just as capable as doing that.
Right.
But the snobbery of a tattoo artist is off the chart. And I'm going to tell you, tattoo artists, you think because, watch this. You think just because you can scrape ink onto someone's skin that makes you better, and that I wouldn't be able to do it because I don't have one on me. Right. That's the thing I have to overcome. I don't have any tattoos. So people kept on saying, well, why should I get a tattoo from you if you don't have one that's on you? How do I know you know what you're doing? I was like, well, let me get this straight. How the hell would you know what I know how to do by what someone else did on me? Right. Your logic is stupid. That's right. So that's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing I can't overcome. Yeah. So I started asking questions to tattoo artists. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, the thing it boiled down to was your touch. Are you able to sit there and tattoo somebody without putting them into a coma from pain? Mm-hmm. So I got myself a tattoo gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And stuff came out pretty good. No skin. I tattooed some other stuff, and I'm not saying what I'm doing with this thing.
Right.
But if I can do this the way I'm doing this on what I'm doing it, I'm quite sure some people might say, you know what? Ink me up. Let me see what you got. Yeah. Because I didn't understand the logic. It didn't make sense to me. Well, you never got a tattoo, so how do I know you know what you're doing?
Yeah, when you said that, I mean, it made perfect sense to me also. I was just like, indeed.
It's kind of like what that Neil Armstrong movie, that moment. He's the first man to step on the moon.
Yeah.
Who the hell filmed him? The guy was already on the moon filming him. So how can he be the first one? The guy that was on the moon was the first one.
I was there. They set up the camera, man. He went down and set up the camera.
Exactly.
That's what it
is. Shouldn't the video been from behind going like this? All right, we got Neil. He's getting ready to jump out of the spaceship and touch foot on the moon. Not, look, I'm already on the moon filming him jumping out of there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where he's going with this. I mean, he's saying a lot without.
Yeah, like, come on.
I have some other friends like that. They just make me laugh. I don't know. It's beautiful, though.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say, though, you speak. I think as you do, like the art of tattooing is amazing, and it's just like I don't have a motorcycle, I don't ride, but I love watching the motorcycle shows, like American Chopper, New York.
Oh yeah,
was like my favorite show in the world. It's like I got so much respect for New Yorkers, man. Like Anthony Bourdain was like my great. Anyway. I can just keep going. It's just those shows like that I really, really like. But American Chopper and all the tattoo shows, I used to really watch them a lot. And
so did I. I love I wanted to say, I was like, you know what? I'd like to learn how to build a motorcycle, just because they're making every part. And what I do is flat, but they're actually making the part. They're painting the part. Then it works, and then you could ride it. I mean,
when you said CNC. Really cool. You said the CNC machine earlier. It made me think about American Chopper and just watching all of them. And Paul Jr., some of the other things, of course, his dad, they did, he was more on the old school side. But Paul Jr. just did so many great motorcycles that were just unique. And I was just like, he's that guy. And I was just like, man, what is he going to do this week? What are we going to see this week? Discovery Channel did a great job.
Pure watching them is pure inspiration.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. So, what would be your end-all, be-all creation, and what canvas would it be on?
I've started down the road of migrating my artwork CNC.
Okay.
Where it's carved, three-dimensional, painted artwork. And like I said, you can only sell your piece of artwork once.
Right.
But when you have a machine that's capable of reproducing the stuff, even though it takes a long time to carve it, you can do replicas.
Of course.
That's where I'm heading, where I don't have to rely on anybody else, but what I have in my shop, nobody can see into my brain and steal my idea. And when I'm ready to launch it, which I got so many things popping around in here that I wish I could get half of them out, because I might actually be able to make a living if I could get them half out of my brain. I had a conversation with my father. There's a company on Instagram called, their name is really, I don't like when they have a hard name to remember. They do CNC work. Anyway, I'm just it'll pop in my brain. It's two gentlemen. One's in Texas and one's in Tennessee, I believe it is. Okay. And they're brother-in-laws, and they started a CNC business, and they use the same CNC machine that I have. And they carve 3D military emblems in high quality wood, like maples and black cherry and also all sorts of stuff. And the work is exquisite. That's what I'm heading towards, and combining it with me painting on it. So it'll be carved. So just imagine, I'm going to do a Lord Nelson 3D carved profile. I'm going to paint your portrait, and I'm even going to make all the hairs on your face a little less gray and make it a little younger than you are, so you can be the young man, so that you can say, wow, look what he did. He carved that likeness, and he actually painted me and made me look younger. Like that. So that's where my vision is, to do stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's taking, as I say, he's next level nice, ladies and gentlemen. No, I love that. I love that idea. That's great. Sounds great to me, most definitely. And then he put my name in there already. So.
Yeah, you just see you with a big smile, like, and then the tag phrase would be like this: "No, I don't look old. I'm still your grandfather, and I don't look old. You wish you could look this good when you're my age." Hey,
listen, as I always like to tell them, I laugh with my children. I say, I'm so pretty, I'm jealous of myself. You guys got they think I'm a clown, man, but it's all love. So what does success in your profession look like to you?
Making money.
Making money. Yeah.
It's success is not being really good at what you're doing. Like I'm halfway decent at what I do, but if I'm not paying my bills, I'm not a success.
I got you.
If a measurement of success in my mind would be being able to put a roof over your head, food in your stomach, clothes on your back, pay your bills, and save some money in case something goes sideways.
Right.
That's a success.
Got you.
For all you people on Instagram that are worrying about how many followers you have and how many likes, again, with that, followers and likes, it doesn't mean anything. And I talked to my buddies about this. Like, I posted that. I thought I'd get a lot more followers. It's like it's all about the Benjamins. It really is. It's all about the money. The success is in the money, because that stupid piece of paper gives you the ability to go out and buy another CNC machine or buy another guitar or buy another pot and pan or buy another mixing board or whatever it is to get you to that next level, because, you can't just do it on your talent or your wishes or your dreams. You need some money to fund everything. So money is money, man.
Listen, I'm loving your perspective. You inspired me in some ways. You sound like my wife too. I was just like, hey, listen.
Like, she asking you, is this making you any money doing what you're doing? Right? Did she say that to you? She did. I can tell by the way you're laughing. Nothing's coming out of your mouth. You're just like, well, listen, I don't know. I don't know what your wife's name is, but you support Nelson, because when he goes Joe Rogan and his face is everywhere, you're going to be like, yeah, that's my husband. That's my husband. I had faith in him every step of the way while I was busting his chops, telling you, get a real job.
Hey, man, I can't wait to show this to her, man. She's gonna really laugh. She really will, because she's a special one, man. I love her so much. She's a special one. Yes, indeed.
Well, she's looking out for your best interest through her perspective of what are you doing for me?
Right. Yeah. Sometimes,
the whole thing is unless you're good for you, you're not good for anybody.
Anybody else. Indeed. 100%. And I give that advice to people all the time. So you got to take care of you first and foremost.
And then everybody else.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So what can we expect from you for the remainder of 2024?
Ooh, an exact, figurative, or
just whatever.
Wishful thinking.
However whatever. It's all you.
Okay. We got 8. What do we got? Less than 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 9 jackets to do. So my goal is to get 2 jackets done at least every week, plus all these other little things and orders I have tucked in between.
Yeah, you're busy. Yeah.
I've got, can I do a little rundown?
Of course.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to have to read it off and tell you about it. I can't show pictures because I just don't want anybody. I've had some other artists go in there and do the same thing I was going to do and post it up before I do. It's like, oh, okay, I see how you are. All right. I've got a jacket that I'm working on right now. It's Peace of Mind coming up. Mm-hmm. After that, I got another jacket, Anthrax, Among the Living. After this, I got Evil Dead 2 movie poster on the back of a jacket for a young man as a teenager. And this one's going to look killer. After that, I've got the one and only Dime Bag from Pantera.
Yes.
Okay, that is going out to Shredder. It's going out to Clay Jones's son. After that, the drummer from, oh my God, I'm going to forget the name of the band. I don't believe this. Mastodon.
Mastodon, uh-huh.
The drummer from Mastodon ordered an Iron Maiden jacket. I'm painting for him. I've got a special jacket going out to a special person. I can't mention her name or what I'm painting because it's a gift for her boyfriend.
Got you.
A local job for a woman here, a Minor Threat. You ever hear of them?
I haven't.
They're like a punk band, and it's a really cute, quick little jacket.
Okay.
I got a King Diamond going out to a guy in Maryland.
Right.
And I've got an Iron Maiden Radio City Mummy jacket going out. It's a ripoff of an AI.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting on a Misfits jacket, and I'm going to be posting up. The next one will be Blackie Lawless Wasp.
Okay, yeah.
I did it for a 15-year-old, and he has not. He met Blackie. Blackie signed the jacket. He has not posted a picture of his jacket yet because he promised he won't do it until I put the video together. And I have to tell you, he is an honorable young man. And his is the next jacket that's going to go up in 2 days. Oh. So I want to get all those things done by the close of the year.
I got you. Well, you're busy, man.
I don't know if it's going to happen, though.
Yeah. And listen, Chris Aiken from Classic Metal, my brother. Scream for Metal, man. My brothers over there in Germany. Frankie and Andres. They listen. When they see this, man, I'm thinking they're going to be like, wow, because they love stuff like that. Joshua Toomey, I'm going to talk about some of my other podcast guys, and man, Matt. Anyway, I can keep going and stuff. I know they're going to see this and stuff, and I just know that.
I'm going to tell you when you see these things in person. Like I don't know if you saw a couple of videos. I'll invite the people over to my house. They come through the garage, open the door, come on in. Yeah. I feel like Count from Count Customs, like, bring on that beautiful bike, That's like that's where I got the idea. Come on in, and they freak out when they see it. So
listen, to see it, yes. I'm sorry for cutting you off. To watch them come in there, like the one guy was just like, oh my gosh, he just like, it's way better than I thought it was, and that's just like I said when we go into New York, the expectations that we have, and then when you see something that is beyond your expectations, that feeling is undescribable. It's crazy, man. So yes, indeed. I'm sorry, but yeah. Man.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing jackets for people all over the country,
mm-hmm.
and when I ship it out, I'm like, I don't get to see their face in person when they open it, and I hope they'll send me a picture or a video. But when they're coming to my house to pick it up, it's like I'll have a beer ready, or we'll chat and we'll talk, and then I get the camera ready, all set up, and I get to see that reaction when they first see it, and I mean. getting tips is nice. And I get some tips every once in a while. And I'm not looking for any tips. $100, everybody would be good. But when they come in and you just see them just go,
yeah,
it's like, all right, they're happy.
Well, listen, 100%. And then I had a young man on. He's the mic stand king, and he makes mic stands for like the artists and stuff like that. And he goes out there. I mean, he's made some amazing mic stands, and for some big artists also. And I was just like, yo, dude, this is cool. So what you're doing, man, is amazing, man. And I just once again want to thank you so much, and I appreciate this time and this conversation. This was good. You were truly interesting. And of course, most New Yorkers, man, they're going to be wide open to do their thing. My old Keith Netto, he's a wild dude too. We just went to a Cedar concert not a couple months ago and had a great time. Anyway, but I appreciate you, young man. And thank you very much for taking the time to spend some time with me. And
let me ask you a question. What can I do to help you now? Because you're helping me by getting the word out. What can I do with my limited amount of people that follow me? What would you like me to do? Or how can I help you increase your exposure?
All you got to do, and I like to tell people, is that you just got to post it also. And so that just helps me out when you post it. And
would you mind if I said, if you got something interesting to show or that you did, reach out to Lord Nelson and he'll take a look at it. He might find you very interesting, and you'll have something new to talk about.
I want to talk to people. I want to I also do a Live and Loud with the Lord where I do classic albums. I want to have people on there just from all walks of life talk about those albums that are good. I went into that to where I don't have to really say like, hey, I need this guy. I can just do something myself with the music that I love. So I'm looking at all these classic albums, but I want to have people on, like say you and I have a conversation about a Misfits album or whatever it is, album, those things, because I just think it's very interesting. And man, I'm just enjoying this. I like to run my mouth, but I like to listen also, especially when somebody just like you have something, exciting to talk about. And this entire thing has been exciting to me, man. Listen, man, once again, you just took it next level, man. I'm losing my mind, man, because I'm very much a humble guy. And but I've learned a lot from you, more than you think that you have shared. You've shared a lot of information that has been very, very important. And I love your perspective on business and things like that. I'm telling you, I really do. So it's good when you're inspired by people. And I thank you for that. So the last question that I have for you that I ask everybody is, what was the last song you listened to?
The last what?
The last song you listened to.
Oh, I was in the bathroom. I probably just shut it off. Let me look, because it's probably because I hit pause all the time.
Yeah.
I sure hope it's something good, not something really like, because this could be really embarrassing.
Man.
Let me see. What was it? Hold on. Wow, it's like dead. Okay. What was it?
I always love to ask this question. I always do. Because you never know what we're listening to.
The last thing I was listening to was Chris Cagle. My Life's Been a Country Song.
See, I'm going to have to go out there. Once you guys tell me something I don't know, I'm going out there to listen to it.
Yeah, because I listened to this on Pandora, Dierks Bentley Radio, and it's got a lot of cool stuff that goes in. I like country music,
right?
Because there's a story behind it.
Yeah, indeed. When people say they don't like country music, I don't understand it, because I love country music.
Yeah, I listen to it all the time, especially when I'm in the shower.
Country music is great.
I mean, I had to shave and get myself all pretty for this podcast, man.
Well, Eric, let me tell you something, man. This has been an amazing time, an amazing hang, amazing conversation. I appreciate you more than words, my brother, man. One love to you. And as I like to end it always, is the floor is yours. So please let my family know where they can request your amazing talents and check out your incredible works of art.
You can get to my stuff by just typing in my name, Eric, ERIC, Karalis, KARALIS, and just throw the @ sign in front of it. That's the only social media I have is on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, but Facebook Facebook sucks. Instagram is so much better, even though it's the same company, but at Eric Karalis. And if you go on there, there's a cell number up there. If you want to contact me directly, my email address is up there as well at erickaralis1@icloud.com. So if you'd like something done, just send me a picture. I'll respond back. I'll throw a number at you, and I'll make a digital proof, and you could see what you'll get before I even start it. I mean, I send everybody a digital proof. They like it, and then we talk money.
Yes, indeed, man. You are a businessman and handling your business. As Jay-Z said, I'm not just a businessman, I'm a businessman.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's the truth. I'm the janitor and I'm the CEO. Yep.
Indeed. So once again, man, I truly appreciate.
What's that logo that keeps on flashing up behind you? That big round one that had red something, metal something or other?
The red metal. Oh, that's the Classic Metal Show. That's the CMS network that I'm with also, that my podcast is a part of. So Mr. Chris Aiken, straight out of Cleveland, one of the greatest guys in the world. Joshua Toomey introduced me to him. He's a Stuck Mojo fan, and he's a fan of mine also. He's my brother, man. He's one of the great ones. He's a great human being. He owns one of the biggest pinball arcades in the world, I guess, down in Pittsburgh, and in Pittsburgh, PA. And he's just a great dude. But that's their logo.
I'm going to tell you, when I heard your voice, I was like, damn, man, this guy's got some freaking voice on him. I mean, you got a presence right here. And then like as a radio voice, I'm like, holy damn, like you got the baritone going on.
Oh, man. Excuse me. I just do what I do, man. And once again, I'm just thankful and grateful for everything. I feel I've been blessed in so many ways. And of course, we know that not everything's perfect, but I'm always going to, go on the positive side of things. I lead with love and I walk forward in faith. And
you are what you think.
100%. And I do think very highly of it.
Can I ask you a question? This would be like a closing question.
Yeah.
And this usually gets people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm looking straight at you now. So I'm like making eyeballs to eyeballs. Do you know, or could you tell me what makes Nelson happy? What makes you happy?
Music makes me very happy. Family, love makes me very happy. I just enjoy who I am. I know that I'm not perfect, but I enjoy who I am. And I just think that, I'm perfectly imperfect. And I've been, once again, blessed to have.
And you know how to make yourself happy.
Yes. I'm just, listen, I can get away from everything. I can get in my vehicle and just drive and turn the music up as loud as I can. And no matter what I'm listening to, whether it be some opera or country or metal or hip hop or R&B or whatever, because I listen to everything. And so, man, I just enjoy my life. And I, just like I told my wife last night and told my sister-in-law, I was like, the one thing that I truly believe, everybody loves me. They either love me or they love to hate me, but they love me. And so that's just the way I go about my life.
I'm gonna tell you, this is the first time I'm talking to you, and you're a cool guy. I love you now.
I appreciate it. And once again, as I say, I always lead with love, man. What can be better, man? Smiling is way more than being. I don't want all that negativity and that angst and stuff.
Yeah, put out what you want.
At a show or something, when we're the tension and release. But otherwise, I'm good.
You get what you give. You're going to give somebody a hard time, though. You're going to get a hard time back. You give them silence, you get no response. You give them shit, well, you're going to get a shit sandwich,
Thank you very much. And I try to tell people, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand it. They just go about their daily routine, being an asshole or whatever. And I'm just like,
yeah, but some people are really good at being assholes. like I've got a PhD at asshole if you fucking turn that switch on me. I mean, I can really turn it up.
As you say, if you turn that switch on. And that's
yes.
If you turn the switch on.
But they have to turn it on. I don't.
Right. What my sister-in-law told me last night? My wife said, you've never seen him upset, right? And she was like, I can't ever think that he'd be upset about anything. That's her perspective of me. And then she said, not unless somebody makes you. I said, yes. It's always somebody that turns that switch on. they turn that switch on, and
they poke the lion.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And then you give them the, you know what? If you saw an animal in a cornered, would you poke them? Because that's what you. And then you say to them, "That's what you're doing to me right now." You want to. One last. Do you want to continue doing this? Because I'm at my end.
Right. Listen, 100%. As I told my wife, I was just like, you and our 3 beautiful children and our grandson, you guys don't get the real me, because I can't be that to you. I said, now we're out on the street somewhere, if it's just my friends or whatever, I'm a really different person. I said, so I'm just letting you know, don't poke the bear, don't poke the lion, just.
In public, you got to be a little bit different than you are at home.
Oh man, 100%. Well, listen, man, once again, thank you so much. This has been great.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for asking me to do this.
Of course. So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, once again, you know who it is. It's the big guy with the big show, the Lord. Got to give that good pause. Nelson, that is, from the podcast Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS network with 5 Royals Entertainment. And my brother, you got to say it 3 times, Mr. Eric Karalis. This dude is unbelievable. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you, man.
No need for knocking, come on in. Bring your family and your friends. Got you geeked and tuning in. YouTube watching or listening. Music is the major topic. Enjoy audio erotic. When the merch arrives, no copy. Help me monetize and profit. Mix the genres up like salads. Rock to reggae, bass to ballads.
Turn it up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.
I am the Lord, Nelson, that is. Quite shocking.
This is Danielle Weber, and you're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.
Yes! First time, perfect.
I nailed it. Even Alessandra's like, yeah, you did.
Right.